Let's see if I can show you with the alligator here. I'm not sure that's the squishiest spot. Come on, gator, come here. Over here. And so there's a couple of spots like that. Let me see if I can sound it out maybe with this hammer. This is good. Not good. Very not good. Super not good. I hope I have enough Inject-A-Deck. Better. Good. Not good. That bounce is good. Good. Not good. Ooh, not good. I did not buy enough Inject-A-Deck. Well, let's see how much we can get done. I don't know if we're almost to the other side. This sounds a little different because of the door. So I think the only place it's good is over the here's good. Over the stringers that are underneath. I suspect that what happened here was those iPads, old-fashioned iPads. Those iPads were probably put in and not correctly done, and that let the water in, and that's my problem. So let's see what we can do about it. Hopefully we'll have a success today. Alright, so it's several hours later. We washed it, we dried it, we lost the sun, and then we meticulously sort of tapped it out and marked every 4 inches or so where we heard hollow, and then used a 1/4-inch drill bit to drill a whole bunch of holes. And you'll see that a lot of the material that comes out is dark and wet, whereas when you get to the edges of the holes, the material that comes out is lighter. And so now it's time to vacuum all this stuff up here and get on to the next step. Okay. And that leaves the platform after vacuuming looking like this. I don't know if we have enough foam for all of these holes. And there's one hole where we went through the bottom. We went through the bottom accidentally. And so what I think I'm going to do there is go over to Ace Hardware or someplace similar and get a 1/4-inch dowel to slip straight through to block the bottom hole. Let's see how that goes. Next step is blue tape for all of them, or green tape. Okay, and here's what it looks like after we've taped it up and popped the holes through the tape. And I hope we have enough foam. Now, we did have an issue here with this one, as I said before, that went through. So what I've done is I've gotten this 1/4-inch dowel here and kind of stuck it in there. So that will be the hole I do last. Hopefully I will do all the downhill holes from there in case this stuff is very runny, and we'll run right through, get it through, and then hopefully we'll be able to get away with it. Can't show you while we're pumping it in, but essentially it's going to be sort of putting the gun in here and giving a little pressure, and just squeezing out some foam. I used the green tape in hopes that we could minimize the foam that gets under the tape into the no skid, because that fancy Tiara diamond no skid that I love so much. But you know, it sticks up quite a bit, so you know, the deck is not flat, and I'm hoping that that we can minimize spillage. Let's take a look and give it a shot. Here we go. Okay, look at this. Look at these mushrooms we're getting over here. And now I'm starting to get concerned. Look how it's pushing water out. That's pretty amazing, right? Paper towel. So sometimes it comes out with that clear caramelly color, and as it's oozing out, you start to think, well, gee, didn't it mix well, or what's going on here? But then after a little while, you see that all of them start to get some foam coming out. At this point, I am a little bit concerned that maybe I put too much in, and I'm going to start looking for deck deformation, right? I'm looking to see if there's any expansion. So what I'm going to do is try to cut off with a little razor all these mushrooms, right? And then maybe fetch myself one of those 4x4s over there and lay it across here and see what's going on, and that'll help me stump form it if I need to while it's setting. But this is kind of, I think, the critical stage, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to wind up with a wavy platform. That's just as bad. Okay, so I'm going to go do that. Wish me luck. Stop. What a mess. It's doing stuff in there. Look at that. Huh. Here's another one over here. There's more bubbles over here. The problem is the staining. I hate the staining. Alright, so looks pretty good from this angle. It looks like it might be a little bump over here. Like maybe it expanded too much, or I didn't stomp enough. But you know, all in all, it's not horrible. I see that this little guy came out overnight, so there was some expansion after we left. So they say trust the expansion. I guess I trust but verify.
I think down there.
I'm working. I got a guy here doing my boat. I told you, I'm working.
Got a little bit over here.
Sunday. Mike, I'm
All right.
working.
Well, so much for trying to keep it from staining, right? So now I'm taking a orange 80 grit sanding brush and trying to remove all the excess material. It's coming out not so bad. Some of the stains there, I'll go over them again. It really doesn't matter much because I'm going to be putting the C-deck on top, but it just looks like a shoddy job if you leave it looking like this, and I try not to shoddy job things. So off we go. All right, so there it is after all of the, I guess I'll call it brush sanding. Some of the spots are more discolored than others, but it seems like all the foam is gone. So I'll just go over this with a deck brush, dry, and then go get some of that Marine Tech stuff to start filling holes. If I'm lucky, the store I go to might stock that Moss, the Moss epoxy templates for non-skid, and I think that Tiara is number 310. So we might get a bonus how to do that. Anyway, let's see. Bye. All right, so went and got some of this Sorry about the sandblasting, it's a boat yard. Went and got some of this here Marine Tex white putty. Can be painted, oh no, can be tinted with epoxy pigments. Handles like putty, hardens like steel, sands like wood. So since it's a putty, I figure let's, as an added extra bonus, try to use some of this stuff that I bought at Michael's craft store. It's a molding putty, and supposedly you can measure out equal amounts, mix thoroughly, roll over original, let cure for 20 minutes, remove original, and mold original and cast piece together. For my French-speaking friends, there's some French stuff there. And so my idea is to use that stuff, and for the next 20 minutes try to make a cast of the nose skid that I can then use to shape the Marine Tex. Let's see how that works out. Alright, so 20 minutes has passed, and I looked at it already, but so then what we'll do is we'll peel this guy off of here, and look at that beautiful, beautiful mold. Alright, so things are looking up. Next step, get that Marine Tex mixed up a little bit. I don't know what the open time is on that, so I'm just going to mix a little bit if I can't find a good documentation for it. And then put some of that stuff in one of the holes, and then try to use this to mold it into the nose skid. Well, fingers crossed. Okay, so here's how it's working out. At first I thought that the Marine Tex was too soft, so I went off and I bought some other stuff, but it turns out that it was sticking to the mold. It was sticking to the mold when I was pulling the mold off. So I tried to find something a little drier, a little more putty-like, and so I went and got some of the JB Weld stuff, but that's just a little mountain of stuff. And so I finally hit on a method that's working for me. So here's, this stuff is some PC11B, right? So there's our hole, and here's a PC11B stuff. So just a little dab will do you like that to fill the hole, right? Then we take Mr. Mold. Okay, take Mr. Mold here, to whom we've dabbed on a little bit of Old English furniture wood conditioner and cleaner. It's essentially mineral oil, right? And now we set him up so that he catches into the pattern there. You can feel it when it catches, and then just flap him down. Give him a little squeeze, flap him down, give him a little squeeze, and then et voila. It's a little bit raised, but we can just do it again, or we can just kind of smear it a little. As long as there's enough there for the mold to do his thing, Mr. Mold. Try it again. So I'm going to catch, hard to do with one hand. So I could just catch it down below like that. Drop it. Push. Et voila, once again. Look, it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than, say, something like this guy over here with the hole, right? So to compare, there used to be a hole there, and there used to be a hole there. Only 5,100 million more holes to go, and I'm not sure I'm going to do this for all of them because C-Deck is coming, but you know, any job worth doing is worth doing right. So I think we're done. Hope you enjoyed.